On September 4, 1886, Apache leader Geronimo surrendered to U.S. Army forces. For 3 decades, he had fought to defend his people's homeland, but by that year the Apaches were exhausted and vastly outnumbered. General Nelson Miles accepted the surrender, making Geronimo the last Native American warrior to formally yield to U.S. troops, effectively bringing an end to the Indian Wars in the Southwest. Born in 1829, Geronimo grew up in the region that is now Arizona and northern Mexico. His tribe, the Chiricahua Apache, often clashed with settlers who tried to seize their lands. In 1858, Mexican soldiers killed his family, sparking his lifelong campaign of resistance. Geronimo later led raids against both Mexican and American settlements. In 1874, the U.S. government forced him and his people onto a reservation in east-central Arizona, where harsh conditions drove him and his followers to escape. Over the next decade, Geronimo repeatedly left the reservation to lead raids and skirmishes, only to be forced back by federal troops. In May 1885, he fled once more with about 150 followers, pursued into Mexico by 5,000 soldiers. The following March, General George Crook compelled him to surrender, but Geronimo quickly escaped and resumed his fight. General Nelson Miles then assumed command of the pursuit and ultimately secured his surrender that September near Fort Bowie on the Arizona-New Mexico border. Geronimo and his band were relocated first to Florida, then Alabama, and finally to the Comanche and Kiowa Reservation near Fort Sill in Oklahoma Territory. There he adapted to farming, converted to Christianity, and in 1905 rode in President Theodore Roosevelt's inaugural parade. A year later, he dictated his autobiography, Geronimo's Story of His Life, 1906. Geronimo died at Fort Sill on February 17, 1909.